Good afternoon, ladies and gents. This is your boy Ishmael again from South Africa. Today I'm going to be bringing you a new episode. This is going to be episode 7 of my story, guys. But before I get into the story, let me just take this moment to appreciate each and everyone that has been watching this channel, everybody that has been commenting, everybody that has been on my side. Because I'm getting calls from people that are saying, "Hey, Ishmael, we never knew what you went through." Yeah, some of them calls me Mpo. Remember, I told you in the beginning that my African name is Mpo. They'll be like, "Hey, Mpo, is your story real or what?" I'm like, guys, I'm not hypothetically speaking here. This is not a formed story. This is a true story. Everything that happened, and I'm trying to put together all the details, in a great sequence so that you guys can just, follow. Sometimes, like right now, I'm sitting with my MacBook here, and I made sure that I script, a couple of episodes prior to sitting in front of the camera, because I don't want to take you back and forth. I don't want to be telling you something that happened later and then come back. I want to try and limit that. Yes, it will happen, but I'll try to make it as little as possible. So I also want to touch base on the matter that was raised by this one lady who called me to say, "Hey, bro, look here, why don't you consider putting music, in the background on your videos?" And I was like, okay, fine, let me address this matter. Yes, I would love to put music in the background, but I've made my research. If you listen to my very first video, which is the intro, there has been like some music in the background that was like built in, that was a built-in the editing tool that I'm using. That was a built-in sample music that I found there, but it doesn't really correlate or correspond with the story that I'm telling. So I didn't want to give you a story that's quite off, because of the sound in the background. I want you guys to just listen to what I'm trying to say. I've done some research, and the music is very, very expensive. The professionals knows. If you're watching this video, you can comment in the comment section and just let the people know that this is not an easy task. I did my research. There's a couple of services that I found that are selling music that you can use in the background, and those sounds are very expensive. I'm looking at about 200 rands a month or more. So I'm one person who's actually not getting anything from what I'm doing right now. So I don't have a budget for the sounds. Yes, in the future, or not at all, because maybe in the future I won't be recording the videos, because this is just about the series for now. I just want to tell you what happened. So I'm going to focus on telling you the story, and I'm going to try my best to limit the background noises so that you guys can just focus on me and what I'm telling you. And take note, I'm not a professional editor. I'm recording and I'm editing my own videos, guys. um I'm not a great editor. I'm just doing some basics. So if there's somebody who would like to edit my videos, I would appreciate your services. But what I'm really about is, bringing the story out to the people. And guys, I really appreciate for tuning in, and I really appreciate you for watching. I can see my channel is growing. I've got about 200 followers now. I'd really appreciate if you guys can watch and subscribe, and do the necessary and share with others. It took me courage and time and support from the people to finally sit in front of the camera and record this for you. This is I feel embarrassed sometimes, but people are calling me and they're boosting my ego, telling me that bro, you're doing the great thing. We never knew, and this is just about bringing awareness to the people out there. So let me tell the story and see where the channel goes after my story has ended, because this is going to be long, guys. Let me tell you that this is going to be the longest series ever, because a lot has happened. But okay, let me just jump in without any further ado and tell you what I'm here to tell you now on this episode, which is episode 7. And forgive me, please, guys, for not calling the episodes accordingly sometimes, because sometimes I get too emotional and I forget which video or which episode was the previous one. But this is definitely episode 7, and I scripted about 8 more episodes. I don't really script everything. I just put the heading because I know exactly what happened, when, and what time. So this guys is going to be Carrying on the previous video where I've been telling you that, my mother was getting a lot of beatings, and then I ended up forced to sell weed and stuff like that. So what happened then after is that it became a norm, became very much normal for us to, hear our mother crying. Let me just try to simulate a bit. Ne? In Vendaland, where I come from, ayani Venda, rina jarata khulu nga maanḓa. We've got big spaces, like one single plot, would be like, I don't know how many meters, maybe three sizes of where I'm currently staying right now. You can build mansions and you can do anything. So there's been like a 3-roomed house on this side, and then it was just slightly higher than the one below, and there was like clay steps or stairs. Let me say stairs. Guys, please forgive my English. I'm not English. I'm just trying to pass the message in English so that I can reach more people. So people, when you want to go to my mom's rendezvous, which is like a roundhouse, you go like 3 steps down, then you're on the surface, and then you can just walk there. So we used to sleep there with our granny, and my uncle also used to sleep in that 3-room. My granny had a bedroom. There was a space in between, which was kind of empty, and the other room was my uncle and his wife and his son, my cousin. He's currently in prison, but I don't want to touch base on him and what happened. So every time we are there sleeping, would hear, like, it was a norm. It became a norm that we would hear my mother crying all the time. Sometimes it will be like fun, because sometimes you'll find me like sitting there with my father and my mother, because we used to go there. That was before we even had a TV. We would go there, we would sit with them, my mother and my father, and then they would be having nice time. Oh, chigi chigi, we go to sleep, and then midnight you start hearing screams, and then we got used to the screams. I usually always had like, I don't know if it's not a heart attack, yeah, but I would like panic easily, because you can just imagine your mother crying all the time. You know that my mother will cry or might cry at any given moment. So that is why even today I don't like somebody shouting somebody next to me, especially those that shouts the kids, because I feel like, for me, it's disturbing. It disturbs me. It reminds me of the old memories, because my mother will then be crying, and the next thing she will just run out and escape, and then you will hear them chasing one another. Guys, when I speak about my father, I'm not talking about a pure alcoholic or mkherezis and somebody who lives in the street. I'm talking about a gentleman. That man, guys, were like a proper gentleman. The guy who was the cleanest guy in the community where he lived. So yes, he would go out, chase my mother. We will hear. Sometimes I'll peep through the window, and then I'll see him cocking the gun. I said I didn't physically see my father assaulting my mother, but I saw actions that were prior or after. Maybe him chasing my mother, or maybe my mother running out of the house, whatsoever. But I saw things, and if I peep through the window to check what is happening, when he's done there, he's gonna come for me. I'm gonna get beatings. Why are you looking through the window? That guy was like, I don't know, but I wish I can show you his picture. He was a proper gentleman. Everybody who knows you will comment in this video, and then they will tell you how gentle the man was. So my mother, I remember one night, I can't remember which exactly, but I think it was around 2008, if not 2009, somewhere around there. But my mother was beaten so badly that, again, I'm talking about this is another one. She was beaten to a point where, guys, what I'm telling you right now, you'll think is a story, ne? You think I'm making it up. I'm not making it up. It's real. My mother was beaten inside that rendezvous house. The doors in South Africa, you get the old style doors with like timbers that looks like pallets going on a straight line down. She managed to pull or to push, I don't know what that she pulled or she pushed, one of the timber out of the way, trying to escape because the house was locked. She escaped through a tiny hole like this. I think one or two timbers were removed, and then she managed to escape from there. She ran away and never came back, guys. I remember very much well that by that time when she ran away, that particular moment, she identified a tree by the mountains. It's a tree that we could see from my own home, but you will never think that your mother would run and sleep under the tree. I don't know where she got the blankets from, but she knew people around. So somebody might have helped with the blankets and stuff like that. She ran, she went there. She slept under that tree for over 2 weeks. She would come to school, to my school. I was still at primary school. She would come, she would sneak in. She would tell me, my son, if you want to see me, there's the tree, you come see me there. Just make sure no one doesn't see you. Nobody must see you, because the moment people start seeing you, it's going to get to your father, and it's going to find me, and it's going to kill me. I would leave school, I'd go see my mother under the tree, in the bush, in the mountains. And I'll sit there with her, and then she'll tell me, it's time to go now, because the moment you delay, you will be asked, where have you been? And it became a norm, guys. I was so ripped apart. But now the issue was that when I get back home to my father, sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not there. Guys, that man would follow me wherever I am to try and trace my mother so that he can do anything he want to do. So I would leave school with friends and then just disappear because I want to run to go see my mother and I don't want my father to see where I'm going. When I get back home, guys, unfortunately, he expected me to do everything that my mother was doing for him. Expected me to cook for him. I'm still at the primary school. He expected me to make him water to bath. We come from the villages. You get in dish. We don't have a bathtub or whatever. You have to boil the water in fire, bring it in here, and you then have to make sure that you fill the whatever we call it in dish. Sambelo in Venda is in Zulu is in dish. I don't know what to call it. Yeah, but you need to come and fill the thing with hot water so that he can bath. You need to give him food. You need to wash his clothes. Guys, I learned to wash clothes when I was younger. Very, very young. And unfortunately, that's what happened with me. The rest will come in the next episode. I don't want to make this one too long, guys. I've taken so much time already. I appreciate you tuning in, and I would like it if you can subscribe and support my channel. Thank you. I appreciate it.